Hi guys, how are you? How is your day going? And welcome back to another video, another live stream. So, so today we are going to talk about the Streptococcus and Staphylococcus. Okay. So these are the gram-positive bacteria. Okay. First of all, we need to learn that what is the classification of this bacteria, and second of all, we should learn the virulence factor and the diseases caused by them. Okay, so let's dive in. Actually, I have made the notes of this topic, so you don't need to worry about. Wait, I can find the. Okay. So first of all, we need to remember that these are the cocci. Okay, these are cocci. Okay, and depending on the presence of catalase enzyme in them, we divide them into catalase positive and catalase negative. Okay, so catalase positive are those bacteria like cells which when we put them in the hydrogen peroxide solution, they produce the bubbling effect, like oxygen is liberated from them. Okay, so right. so so that's why we call them catalyst positive. Okay, and talking about the catalyst negative, they don't produce the oxygen bubbles. Now what is this, what the frick is this catalase enzyme? So catalase enzyme is basically the enzyme which catalyzes the production of oxygen and water from the hydrogen peroxide. Actually, the hydrogen peroxide is very harmful for our life. So hydrogen peroxide is broken down into the water and oxygen. Okay, so yeah. So we divide the this bacteria according to the um, according to the presence of catalase enzyme. Okay, so catalase enzyme. Okay, so Staphylococcus is a coagulase positive. It is catalase positive. Okay, catalase positive. And this Streptococcus is catalase negative. Okay, now we will discuss first about the Staphylococcus. Okay, so Staphylococcus, we divide the Staphylococcus into two parts. Okay, depending on the availability of the enzyme coagulase. Okay, now if the coagulase enzyme is present in the bacteria, then we call it as Staphylococcus aureus. Okay, and if it is not, then we divide it into two parts. We will discuss after that. Okay, so if we have coagulase enzyme, then we call it Staph aureus, and if we don't, then we divide the bacteria into two uh, classification based on the sensitivity towards the novobiocin antibiotic. Okay, so if the bacteria is sensitive to the novobiocin, then we call it as a and if it isn't, then we call it as a saprophyticus. Okay, Staphylococcus epidermidis when it is sensitive to the novobiocin antibody. It means that it is killed by this bacteria, and Staphylococcus saprophyticus, if it doesn't get killed by the antibiotic. Okay, so this is the classification of the Staphylococcus. Okay. Now coming to the Streptococcus. Okay. So these are the catalase negative. First of all, we need to know this. Okay. First, they are the catalase negative. Okay. Then second of all, we divide them based on the production of hemolysis on blood agar. Okay. Hemolysis on blood agar. Okay. So we have alpha hemolysis, beta hemolysis, and gamma hemolysis. Okay, so alpha hemolysis means partially hemolysis. Partially means like uh, not fully hemolyzed. Hemolysis means like a breakdown of RBCs. Okay, so Beta hemolysis is basically the complete hemolysis of the of the bacteria, sorry, of the RBCs. And gamma hemolysis means no hemolysis. Okay, so alpha hemolysis. Okay, so alpha hemolysis. In alpha hemolysis, okay, so we divide it into two parts. Okay, based on the we divide it into two parts: optokin antibiotic sensitivity. Okay, so if we have the if the bacteria is sensitive to the optokin antibiotic, then we call it as a Streptococcus epidermidis. Okay, and if it doesn't, then we call it as a then we call it as a Streptococcus viridans. Okay. If it is sensitive to the optokin antibody, then we call it as a Pseudomonas pneumonia. Sorry, I told you about the epidermidis. I'm really sorry, extremely sorry. Okay. So Streptococcus pneumonia. Okay, and Streptococcus viridans. If it is sensitive to this optokin antibody, then we call it as a Streptococcus pneumonia. Okay, and if it doesn't, then we call it as Streptococcus viridans. Okay. Now beta hemolysis. Beta hemolysis means full hemolysis of the RBCs. Okay. So based on the sensitivity to the bacitracin antibiotic. Bacitracin is an antibiotic. Optokin is an antibiotic, and this novobasin is also antibiotic. Okay, so these are antibiotics used to kill the bacteria. Okay, so so in case of beta hemolysis, we have the we divide the bacteria into two parts. Okay, if it is a sensitive to the bacitracin antibody, then we call it as a Streptococcus agalactiae. Okay, and if it doesn't, then we call it as a Streptococcus pyogenes. Okay, this we also call as group A and group B bacteria. Okay, so group A bacteria are the Streptococcus pyogenes, and group A bacteria are the Streptococcus agalactiae. Okay, so yeah, group A, we divide the beta hemolytic bacteria into Lancefield classification. We'll discuss later on. Okay, so beta hemolysis, we divide the bacteria into two parts based on the sensitivity towards the bacitracin antibody. Okay, if it is sensitive to the antibody, then we call it as a then we call it as a um, Streptococcus pyogenes. Okay, and pyogenes. And if it doesn't, then we call it as then we call it as a Streptococcus agalactiae. Okay. Then talking about the gamma hemolysis means no hemolysis. There is no hemolysis of the RBCs. Okay. So in case of gamma hemolysis, we have the optokin antibody. Okay. So no, sorry. In gamma hemolysis, we don't have any antibiotic. Okay. In gamma hemolysis, we have the 6.5% of dry NaCl. Okay. Okay. So, if the bacteria is killed by by the solution, that is a 6.5% of NaCl, then we call it as a Enterococcus. Okay. And and if it doesn't, then we call it as a Streptococcus bovis. Okay. Fine. So let's review catalyze positive, catalyze negative. What is catalyze positive? Streptococcus. What is catalyze negative? Staphylococcus. Okay. So coagulase positive are the Staphylococcus aureus, and and coagulase negative are the Streptococcus pneumonia and Streptococcus viridans. Okay, based on the sensitivity towards the no biosine antibody. Okay. Now I am reviewing all the topics that I have covered. So then Streptococcus, we have the based on the hemolysis on the blood agar, we divided into the three parts: alpha, beta, gamma. Alpha is alpha partially hemolysis, beta is no hemolysis, and gamma is C. Alpha is partial hemolysis, beta is full hemolysis, and gamma is no hemolysis. So in case of alpha, we have the depending on the relation toward the optokin antibiotic, we divide it into the two parts: Streptococcus pneumoniae and Streptococcus viridans. Okay, then beta. In case of beta, we have the bacitracin antibiotic. Bacitracin antibiotic. Group A, Streptococcus pyogenes, and Group B, Streptococcus agalactiae. And in case of the gamma hemolysis, we have the 6.5% of NaCl, yeah, and Enterococcus and Streptococcus bovis. Okay, so this is all about the classification of the bacteria. Okay. Okay. So now I'll talk about the virulence factors of the Staphylococcus aureus. Okay. So virulence factors of the Staphylococcus aureus are there are three main virulence factors of this bacteria. So these are the structural components, toxin, and the enzymes. Okay. So first in structural component we have the capsule, slime layer, biofilm, peptidoglycan, teichoic acid, and the protein A. Okay. And in case of toxin, we have the four toxins: cytotoxin, exfoliative toxin, enterotoxin, and toxic shock syndrome. One Okay. And in case of enzymes, we have the five enzymes: coagulase, hyaluronidase, fibrinolysin, lipase, and nuclease. Okay. So, and the diseases caused by this Staphylococcus aureus are the bacteria. By the bacteria itself, it can cause the skin infection, septic arthritis, osteomyelitis, endocarditis, pneumonia, empyema, and brain abscess. Okay. Okay. So that TSST1 is caused by the toxin released by the Staphylococcus aureus. Okay. And then Staphylococcal scarlet skin syndrome, four times. Okay, so this is caused in the young children. Okay, mediated by the epidermolytic toxin. Okay, and toxic shock syndrome. There is a high fever, diarrhea, shock, erythematous skin rash, which discomment periodically. Okay, and several food poisoning. Um, so why do the staphylococcus could cause the food poisoning? So it basically produces the enterotoxins. Okay, so so these are the performed toxin heat stable. Okay, they have short incubation period, and they are found in the milk and milk product. So I'm requesting you, okay, please, please, okay, don't drink raw milk. Okay, don't drink raw milk. Okay, now I'll talk about the Streptococcus pyogenes. Okay, this is the group A, beta hemolytic bacteria, gram positive cocci. Okay, so the virulence factor of the Streptococcus pyogenes are the Okay. Structural components. In the case of structural components, we have the specific cell wall antigens, carbs. Okay. So, group. So we divide the you know this carbs this specific wall antigen into two parts: group specific and type specific. Okay. So in case of group specific, we have the N-acetylglucosamine and ribose. Okay. And in case of type specific, we have the M protein. Okay. Then, um, uh, so M surface like protein, hyaluronic acid. You might know that our connective tissue is made up of hyaluronic acid. Okay, so so yeah, to destroy it, the bacteria needs to have a hyaluronidase enzyme. Okay, that's also important. Then this M-like surface protein, they inhibit the phagocytosis of the bacteria. Okay, and toxin. Okay, so toxin, we have only one type of toxin, erythrogenic toxin. Erythrogenic toxin. Okay, and this is also called as a Streptococcus pyrogenic exotoxin, which causes scarlet fever. Scarlet fever. This is very important. Okay, scarlet fever. Okay. And yeah, okay. And enzymes, we have the streptolacin S, streptolacin O, streptokinase, DNase, all those stuff. Okay. Now, so, so the diseases caused by this Streptococcus pyogenes are numerous. They can be divided into two parts: separative and non-separative. So separative, in case of separative, we have the throat, skin, bacteremia. Okay. In case of throat, we can have pharyngitis like this inflammation of the pharynx. Okay. In case of skin, we can have scarlet fever, impetigo, funiculus, no, not funiculus, erysipelas, cellulitis. Okay, streptococcus, toxic shock syndrome. So don't confuse between the streptococcus toxic shock syndrome and the staphylococcus toxic shock syndrome. These are the two different things. Okay. So, and in case of non-separative, which don't cause the pus formation, so non-separative, in this we have two diseases. These are the rheumatic fever and post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis. Okay, rheumatic fever. Okay, guys. So remember, so first remember the classification of the bacteria. Okay, you need to remember you need to you should memorize the classification of the bacteria first. Then go towards the viral factors, then the disease, then the treatment, then the pathogenesis, then the toxin that are released by this bacteria. Okay, so yeah, that was it for today. Thank you guys for no one is watching. Okay. I know someday you will watch. Okay, guys. Bye and have a good day.